first guest tonight is a great surgeon, very well-respected surgeon, a doctor and surgeon. He's a surgeon and a doctor. He's a surgeon and a doctor. He's got his own show. He's a TV show guy, he's a doctor, he's a surgeon, he's got some hats. He didn't bring them. He's the host of the Dr. Oz show. That's a clue to who he is. Take a look at this.
So, healthcare providers will put their fingers in 1 to 2 inches, pretty much as far as your digit will go, into the prostate. It ought to feel smooth. Now, I want you to reach across, lean across the table, and put your this way. Okay. If a doctor walked up to do a prostate exam like this, you should run. Okay? It's got to be this way. He's feeling the prostate, nothing else.
Yeah.
Well, we've wandered into my ballywick. Please welcome Dr. Mehmet Oz, everybody. Dr. Mehmet Oz. Dr. Oz. How are you, pal?
I love this. Can I throw it up?
Yeah, you can throw it there. Look at that. Oh, yeah. Making it rain. You look well.
You look well as well.
Do I?
Yes.
I don't know. I'm worried.
You are? Why?
Well, because I've had 3 major illnesses in the past 6 months, 5 months, 3 weeks. I've been pretty sick, Doc. I'm glad you're here. I got shingles. Ooh. Yeah, that's when a doctor goes, ooh, like that.
That hurts. That hurts.
Have you ever had it?
I haven't had it. I've taken care of a lot of folks with, shingles is smallpox that it comes back to haunt you.
No, chickenpox.
Chickenpox, sorry.
Yeah.
Smallpox, my goodness. Dr. Ferguson. Dr. Ferguson.
you know, I was going to show you my junk, but I don't know if I'm going to now.
Very good.
No, I hear you. So chickenpox, and then it comes back.
It goes dormant, lies in your nerve spot.
I had chickenpox when I was a kid, and it came back as shingles, and it was agony.
Yeah, lots of
agony.
pain, tough to treat. This is why we tell folks to get vaccinated.
I got vaccinated now, but it's like closing the stable door. Horse is halfway down the street.
That's right.
But it can be really bad shingles, right? It can
petrifyingly painful. Absolutely.
Yeah. And then I got a head cold. Bad.
You got that going for you.
Yeah, and then I got food poisoning.
You had food poisoning?
Yeah, from a chicken that wasn't cooked properly.
Ooh, yeah. What was that like when it's coming out from below and above?
Well, it was like all systems were going. But it was fast. Anyway, and during this time, I had my annual physical, and my doctor examined me, like, after the shingles and before the head cold, and he said, you're in great shape. And he did that. He did the thing.
You did a little rectal exam?
Yeah.
How many fingers did you use?
I don't know. Felt like one.
Felt good.
I didn't check. He said your prostate's a little enlarged from, but that's kind of normal for a man your age. And I said, I don't think it is enlarged. It just gets bigger when you put your finger in there.
Now, have you had your colonoscopy?
No, I've got to get that. He said, I'm 50 this year, so he said, you got to go and get your colonoscopy. And because my father died of esophageal cancer, he said, you got to have both.
Yeah.
You got to have the endoscope and the colonoscopy. I said, well, if there's an order that this is done, I'm very interested in, Have you had that? Have you had the...
I've only had the bottom one.
Yeah. No, you got to have that one, too.
No, you don't need a top one unless you've got risk problems for it. If your dad had cancer there, you got to get looked at. But a lot of folks who had esophageal cancer, especially 20, 30 years ago, it's often from cigarettes and alcohol. Did he smoke?
He's Scottish, man. It's cigarettes and alcohol. Cigarettes, only cigarettes and only alcohol. That was all he smoked and drank. There wasn't really anything else. There was no crack. So... No, I don't smoke. I stopped smoking about 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Right. Now, does that mean that the risk is now the same as everybody else, or is it still higher?
Not quite, but very close. Once you get 10 years out from stopping cigarette smoking, most of the damage, potentially the damage is gone. You don't have to worry about that. There's small stuff left, but very trivial. Right. So that's now. But the colonoscopy, though, I got to say, of all the tests we do, I think it's the best one. Because you get to go in there, you get to cure the problem at the same time as you find one. There's colonoscopy. We call it the one-eyed snake because it goes way up there and twirls around.
Did you ever get grossed out when you were training? Did you ever think, really, I should have gone into, like, architecture or something?
The only thing that gets a little bit difficult is when folks have bleeding from their stomach, your body digests the blood, and it comes out like tarry stools, which is called melena. And that has an odor that is unforgettable. Yeah, you have to clear the room, clear the hallway. It's devastating.
I might have that.
You might have that?
Yeah. Really? That's what grosses you out?
Yeah, well, that's just, those smells are hard to deal with. They're unforgettable.
Yeah. But you don't do any of that. No, it's just, you just go in heart surgery now. That's it.
Now I take a bandsaw to your chest, open the bone up.
Yeah.
The heart's in there. It's like a python. Another snake metaphor. Yeah, snake. And it's sort of twirling in there, and you try to tame that baby as you try to get the heart to cooperate with you, and you fix the arteries and do the valves and all those fun things.
Do you have that thing that a lot of doctors suffer from? That kind of like God
Tremor?
complex? No. I think because you do something that is extremely difficult and extremely dangerous and extremely tricky, and you're good at it. Do you think that you're good at everything?
Surgery, in all seriousness, is controlled arrogance. You have to believe that you can take a knife to someone's chest and actually be helping them.
Right.
So it does take a certain amount of confidence to do that. But if it's not controlled arrogance, if it just becomes plain old arrogance, that's devastating. That's how you kill people.
Right.
Because you begin to believe your own BS, and then when folks around you, because they'll tell you when you're doing the wrong thing, but you got to listen to them. Look,
right.
It's sort of like life, right? Your friends will tell you, but sometimes you don't hear it so well until eventually it smacks you upside your head and you pay attention.
Right.
But in our field, those mistakes are irreparable because you don't get to make too many mistakes on the heart.
What about outside the field in your own life? Do you think that it affects doctors when they think I can drive better than anyone else? I'm a doctor.
I know better than anybody else.
Yeah. I'm a doctor. Yeah. Who's going to win the Super Bowl? Well, I know.
I said I'm a doctor.
Yeah.
Well, it's the worst training for marriage I can think. Because you get to make all the decisions. Everyone around you wants to try to help in, so they'll just chip in. When you go home, it's quite the opposite. Right? You get home, and they don't want to hear all that. They don't get ordered around. No one wants that. Yeah. And so you get hit around a little bit.
That doesn't just happen to doctors. That happens to vaudevillians, too.
What is in here? Let me see what's in
That's just water. Yeah, it's just water and a little bit of tarry stool. Good times. So, do you ever get when I see? If I thought if I was ever trained to be a doctor, or if I ever looked into it, I would just like if I go on the internet, I get whatever symptom I look at, I get. Like so, when you were training, did you think I've got like when you're learning about stuff, you go, I've got that, I've got that kind of weird ass thing, or
it's called.
Or do you have a weird ass thing?
Sometimes you actually have, but every first-year medical student diagnoses themselves with at least a few incurable ailments.
Yeah, I'm sure.
All the rare ones. Yeah, it's called first-year medical student syndrome. You go to the doctors always, they hold your hands and they commence you and they point out 15 reasons you're not right. But that's probably part of the training. There's a certain narcissism in medicine because you're curious about your own body.
Right.
Right. So I'm curious about your body, but I'm also wondering, could I have that problem too? And eventually, over time,
how curious are you about my body?
It's a pretty hot body, I tell you. It's like all the folks here. I have the same curiosity about your body.
Yeah,
Get a lubricant, please.
No, we don't have anything like that. Now, you're a heart surgeon. We have to take a commercial break. So you know how to make a cut. Go ahead.
We'll be right back. Don't go away. The anesthesia is wearing off. The day before you can't work.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, welcome back, everybody. I was just getting some free medical. Ooh la la! Well, I was talking about the colonoscopy. That I have to get it done, but I can't take a day off because CBS won't give me a day off. I'm telling you. I'm like. And so, and I go from the end of doing the colonoscopy from, and they. So I don't need the day off then for it?
You need the day before off. You definitely need that day off because the day before you've got to take that fluid that you're going to be swallowing. The material looks like, I don't know, it's like battery acid, it almost feels like. But it's actually, it's called Go Lightly. You put it in your mouth. It doesn't have a terrible taste, but you'll remember it. And then all that stuff comes out real quickly. It's like radiator fluid. It's the color of it. And when it comes out of you, it cleans you out. We get a nice pristine view. When I did mine, I wasn't so good at it. I had lentils.
You had lentils?
Yes. And so when the Dr. Lapook is his name.
Dr. Lapook?
Yes. Lapook.
No!
Lapook.
Lapook, not Dr. Lapook.
He does the CBS TV News. He's on the television.
Right.
So he goes in there and he says, you had lentils. I said, yeah.
Really?
Because how were the beets? They were good. They're a little raw. I like raw beets. So he gave me a full diagnostic evaluation.
Now, why would someone stay there and not move into another area? I guess you just get fascinated by it. I guess, yeah.
Once you elect the stool-forming organs, you stay there. There's something just appealing to you.
Yeah, they do say that, actually. I've heard that said, too. What do you do when you're not doctoring? How do you undoctor? Like, do you sail a boat? Do you fly a plane? What do you do?
No, I would be bad at both of those. You know, I play with the guy. We have 4 children. Right. Play a lot of sports. Still play basketball still on the weekends. I've got a little group of folks who play a little league.
Right.
And you know, I listen to take orders from my wife.
No, you got to do that. Is your wife a doctor?
No, she's not. She's the brains of the family. She's the one who's. She actually, you know, remember those Visine commercials?
Yeah.
Those are her eyes. All those years ago, yeah. All those years ago, she has eyes that, you know how they do those commercials? They put smoke in your face. Your eyes turn bloodshot red, and then they put the Visine in there.
And you get better.
You get better.
When you say Visine, you mean any product of that type?
Yes, of course. Well, this is years ago.
Years ago. Now there are many excellent products available across the nation. Keep going and don't draw attention to the fact, it was he talked about it! Whatever you do, don't wear a T-shirt with Scotland on it or we'll go to jail.
I saw.
Have you ever been to Scotland?
Of course.
Right?
Golfed in Scotland.
You golf?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
A doctor who golfs? I don't think I've ever heard of such a thing.
Well, golfing in Scotland, that's how they named the word stroke, I think. You can't find those darn balls. They get lost, and everything's a problem.
It's tough to find balls in Scotland.
Yes.
Very, very cool.
Big ones. Do you know why the testicles are shaped the way they are? Since it came up in conversation.
It didn't come up, but when you did that, I got kind of worried. I kind of think, you know, I can do that without using my hands. Like, I can just... No, I'm doing it now, Doc. I'm doing it now.
Are yours even, or is one lower than the other?
Nah, one's lower than the other.
It is?
Yeah,
You don't worry about that?
I walk in circles sometimes. No, one's a little lower, yeah.
Yeah, it's supposed to be that way, obviously, because there's anatomical reasons, but the other reason is the testicles would bang into each other.
Oh, like these little, like the Newton's cradle.
So, to avoid that, that's how the word avocado came into...
Avocado?
Avocado is the Aztec word for testicle. Because they're shaped like that.
Man!
They're shaped like that, and one is lower than the other. It's perfect when they grow
It's fantastic. So when you say avocado, you're really saying testicles?
I have 2 avocados, please.
Oh, man!
Grandes avocados.
Farmers markets just got great again! So listen. We're out of time. What do you want to do here? You want to go for awkward pause? You want to go for the mouth organ, or you want to go for the big cash prize? Now you're a doctor. You probably don't need the money.
No, I don't want the money. I'll take the organ. What kind of organ is it?
It's a mouth organ.
Mouth organ. Usual mouth organ.
Yeah. Just it's a little mouth organ. You just suck and blow on it. You know. Can you play it?
I haven't played this in a long time.
Well, if you can play it, you can win the golden mouth organ. That's a real thing, man.
All right, let's try this. Is this clean? This has been a long time. Oh, well, how about Oh, Susanna? Something simple?
Yeah. If you can play it, yeah. All right, hold on, I'm thinking.